Hi everyone, welcome back to AINEWS. Today I have a very special guest and I'm very excited because my house is right next door.
Oh,
yeah.
You came over for lunch then, right?
Right now I am at Arcadia Christian School and I'm with the principal, Edward Limon.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to share this school with our audience. Please, Mr. Edward, please tell us a little bit about Arcadia Christian School.
Awesome. Love to. Arcadia Christian School has been around for 80 years. We just celebrated our 80th year this past September. And we started in 1945. And here's a little inside story, is that the school got its start renting a building at the Santa Anita racetrack. And so the school started there and it grew. It's a unique beginning because this area that we live here in Arcadia there was a lot of Dutch families that had migrated here in the 40s and had ranches, farms, agriculture that were here. And so a lot of our Dutch families founded this school. And so there was the recollection of the story was that there was a handful of families that came together praying before the Lord, saying, Lord, we want to be able to go ahead and raise our children in Christian education. And so they prayed and they got the ball rolling. They rented the building there at Santa Anita Racetrack. And that is how the school started. And it started to grow after that. And about 5 years later, I believe they moved over to Baldwin and Lemon. And there's a church there right now. And on that property, the school grew. And then they came here to this campus at Santa Anita Avenue in the early 80s. And we've been here ever since.
That is so cool. Because I lived in Arcadia my whole life. And I did not know there's a Christian school.
Really?
Right next to my house.
Oh, man. You got to get out and walk somewhere.
I know. I thought every time I pass by, it's just I know there's a school. I didn't know it was a Christian school. As a Christian right now, and as a father of two, I'm very, very excited about finding out there's a Christian school right next to my house. Can you tell us a little bit, what do this Christian school offer than what we have in public school right now, and then what other private school?
Yeah, there's in the educational world right now, there's a battle going on. You have a battle of the minds going on right now. And there's a battle of the minds towards the children. You have two worldviews. You have secular humanism and a Christian worldview that are battling against each other. Everybody has a worldview. Our worldview is going to shape our values, and our values are going to shape our behavior. And in return, people are going to see our behavior. In essence, then they'll see our values, and then they're going to understand what our worldview is. Well, for us, we're taking a look at all of our disciplines. In secular humanism, the disciplines are created and founded by man. So when you take a look at science, or you take a look at math, or you take a look at history, it's going to be defined by man itself. For us, we take it based upon a biblical worldview. That means we're saying that God is the center of all disciplines. That means he's the center of history. He is the center of science. He is the center of mathematics. He is the center of all things. That means there's going to be an influence within all disciplines that God is going to be a foundation within that. There's 4 questions that we teach our students here on the campus. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Yeah, here we go. Are you guys ready? Okay. The question is this, how do you see the world created? How do you see human beings? How do you see life after death? And how do you determine right from wrong? Those 4 questions is intertwined into our curriculum here at Arcadia Christian School. So when you ask the question, what makes us different? Well, right there is going to tell you the difference between a public school and what a Christian school is. Because once again, we're answering those questions based upon biblical principles.
That is great.
And what is interesting is that everybody has to answer those questions.
Yes.
Because once again, everybody has a worldview. And we use those 4 questions to also dissect what others believe as well. So those 4 questions really lay down a foundation for us in our curriculum and in how we really disciple and educate our students here at Arcadia Christian.
That is great. So how old do you think the earth is?
Okay. Well, I'll say this. I lean more towards, the 6,000, 10,000.
Okay. I found my principles right here.
Let's stick to the scripture and to what the
Yes.
Word of God says. And
Yes.
I personally believe that there's evidence of that, that you can find, in science itself to prove of an early Earth, type of definition.
This is great because as everyone know, and everyone of our audience know, the theory of evolution is not proven, but
Right.
they teach it everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
We as Christian, we are the last defense of truth. So to find a school to educate your kids and not be bullied by
Right.
public school is very important.
And this is the other aspect too, is important.
Mhm.
Okay. So yes, we teach, based upon biblical
Yes.
foundation,
Yes.
but we'll talk about evolution. We're not afraid to talk about evolution. We need to talk about evolution
Yes.
because we need to give an answer to that which we believe, and so we want our students to be equipped. So when they're asked that question, why don't you believe in evolution? Well, you're able to go and say, well, this is the reason why. And so we really want to challenge our students to logically think through that and to be able to radically speak it through as to why they believe what they believe.
That's great. That's actually the education.
You sound surprised, man. Why are you surprised?
I am because I know a lot of educators.
Yeah.
And what they've been telling me, they're just like, there's nothing we can do, and everyone, a lot of teachers are controlled by the teachers unions and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just hope to find a school because right now, personally, right now I homeschool my 2 kids.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's hard on the parents.
Oh yeah.
And homeschooling is not for everyone.
Yeah.
A lot of parents, they just don't think that they have the capacity in their life.
Right.
So they want a different option. And I can't believe this option is like right next to my house. So
yeah. No, I've grown up in Christian education. Of course, when you take a look at Christian education or private school, obviously there's going to be extra costs,
Yes.
But the question that I really have for parents is what are you really investing into your children?
Mm-hmm.
Some people will say, well, I'm invested into college. I'm going to save my money so my kid can go to a great college.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's great. That's nice. But what happens, what we're seeing with our young people, especially these days, is that once they go to college, especially if they've grown up in a Christian home, they're losing their faith.
Yes.
And my question is why? Why are they losing their faith? And I truly believe it's because they're not being equipped when they're younger. Mm-hmm. That's why I believe that Christian education at a young age is important, even more important in putting that investment, that financial investment now, because it will pay off dividends in the end. When they're going off in college and they're standing before a professor that's saying that same thing, evolution, they'll be able to stand up confidently and be able to say, this is why I believe and why this is the answer. It says in Colossians 2:8, it says, see to it that no one takes you captive through hollow and deceptive philosophies based upon the principles of this world. We want our students to be founded on that. We don't want them to become deceptive on some of these empty philosophies that are out there. Mm-hmm. So we want to be able to equip and train our students to be able to have an answer for that, which we believe. So that's why we believe that when we're talking about Christian education, I hear the parents say, well, it costs so much. I understand. I get it. Mm-hmm. But there's an investment right now that's going to pay off down the road.
Yes.
My parents grew up with blue collar family. My parents sacrificed and had extra jobs to put me and my brother through private school education. Mm-hmm. We still had clothes on our back. We still had food on the table. We still went on vacations. We still did things that, anybody else did, still played sports, but there was a sacrifice because they wanted to invest in my brother and myself. And that investment is appreciated. Mm-hmm. I sit here today because of my parents' belief that the education that my brother and I were receiving at Fremont Christian was an investment that was going to be long term. And it is. You look at our family, I have a beautiful wife who loves the Lord with all her heart. I have children who love the Lord. I have a grandchild who's being raised up in a Christian home. I have daughters that love the Lord. It's an investment that starts now.
Yes.
And that's really what I want to encourage, a lot of our families to understand that, yeah, there is an investment and there is time into it.
Yeah, and compared to college, I think to start with the foundation when they're young, when they're in elementary school, middle school, high school, that is way more important than college. Because once, the reason why Christian kids, when they go to college, they got distorted in the world in college, is because they were not equipped to answer all the questions.
That's right.
When people ask them, so why do you believe in there? Why do you do that? Oh, did God really do that? They can't answer it.
Exactly.
So I think you got to a point. If kids are prepared, when they don't know the truth, when they can answer the question with truth, that's when you have the long-lasting education.
Exactly.
And,
exactly. And that's where we as followers of Christ really want for our kids, right?
Yes.
Yes, of course, we want the degree, we want that college experience. But what's more important? To see them serving the Lord with all their heart.
Yes.
And their families being raised on, with the Lord as well. That's important.
Yes.
That's what we desire.
Yeah. Like college, I hear a lot of mom when they prepare their kids to college. It's like, oh, my son, you just go out there and have fun.
Oh,
that's not what you're supposed to teach your kid. You want a kid to go like, no, mom, I'm with the Lord, and I am going to college to be salt and light.
That's right. That's right. And that's what, for me, growing up in Christian education is so important to me. My parents, from kindergarten all the way through college, I had the opportunity to be involved in Christian education. And so it's kind of been a full circle for me. Our children were raised in Christian education. I've been involved, here in Christian education for 30 plus years now. And I'm at that point where I was as a teacher, I was a Bible teacher, taught theology and apologetics. And so my desire for really speaking to my students was teaching them the Word of God and having a strong foundation to stand on. So I use those 4 questions to really challenge my students to have an answer for what they believe. Well, now that I'm an administrator and a principal, that desire has moved to train my teachers in that, while at the same time speaking into the hearts of my students. And so, our desire is to really build disciples and to build students. That's why we started our high school, 4 or 5 years ago. It was sad because Arcadia Christian has been a school from kindergarten through 8th grade for 70 plus years. And when we started our high school, which was right out of COVID, a lot of families were coming going, oh my gosh, I'm going to be sending my kid to a high school. There's nothing new. Are you guys going to start a high school? And really, God opened up the door for us to start a high school. And we partnered with Oaks Christian out in Thousand Oaks, who had an online program, and it kind of got the ball rolling for us. And now we're full-fledged high school. We're, kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. And with our high school, we desire to see our young people to grow up and to be discipled in a way that they will be prepared and ready to enter into college, to have those answers, to be able to speak eloquently, to think logically, and to be able to go ahead and move forward confidently. That's why we're a classical school. That's why we decided to go classical, because classical education really speaks to the heart and disciples the students, at the same time stretches their mind.
You talked about an event that you guys are having.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Ethan. Okay. So I'm inviting everybody else out there. We are starting an event that's called Infused. And Infused is going to be taking opportunities throughout the year where we're going to be inviting guests from the outside to come in and just kind of have a talk and a dialogue as to what is going on in culture and how we can also impact culture. So our first event of Infuse is coming November 12th at 7 o'clock to 8:30 here at our campus in the Herring Auditorium. And the topic that we've chosen to kick this off is Christian education impacting culture? Is culture impacting Christian education. And the reason why we're starting with that is because, and what we've been talking a little bit about is that unfortunately culture has really been impacting Christian education.
Yes.
And we're seeing where unfortunately, even within our Christian colleges and universities, where secular humanism is even having an influence on our campuses, and where, evolution is being taught not just as a theory, but as more as a truth, or there's, a theistic evolution that may be taught. But there's a lot of different worldviews also that are unfortunately infiltrating some of the campuses. Mm-hmm. And so, unfortunately, and that not only just on, on our college universities, but unfortunately even sometimes within our own Christian schools as well. And not say that we don't have that battle that goes on. We fight a battle each and every day, mm-hmm. but we can stand on God's word, and we want to be a school that's going to impact culture. We don't want the culture to impact us. And that's really the discussion that's going to take place. So we've invited a professor from Providence University, and he's going to be sharing a little bit about the importance of Christian education, classical education. We also invited a representative from Azusa Pacific who will be with us that evening. He'll be talking a little bit about dual credit, because we offer dual credit to our high schoolers. Uh-huh. What's funny is that a lot of families will ask, well, we want to take AP courses? Well, we don't offer AP courses. Uh-huh. Forgive me. I think AP courses is hype. Okay?
It's overrated.
It's overrated.
I never took one AP course.
It's overrated. Okay? And so I know that kind of bumps heads, but once again, we think outside the box here.
Yes.
And so we said, let's give something to our students that they're going to benefit from that throughout the, beyond high school. And so we offer dual credit mm-hmm. courses. So right now we have we have 6 classes where our students can take, and they'll get college credit as well as high school credit for their classes, and opportunities for our students in our partnerships with Colorado Christian University to go ahead and take online classes, college courses that can be taken and applied to their high school. So our students, if they really work hard, uh-huh. okay, and they're driven, okay, they can get a lot of their college courses out of the way. So when they go into college, they're entering as maybe second semester freshman, sophomore. If they do it right, they can get some of those college credits out of the way. That's why we believe dual credit is way better than AP courses.
I have a testimony I want to give.
Shoot, it's your show. Yeah, it's your show. Go for it. Go for it.
The reason I am a conservative and I'm a Christian right now, it has a lot to do with my 8th grade principal. His name was Vincent Di Bella. He's an Italian guy. He's a Christian. And that time I don't speak English that well. Yeah. He taught me 3 things. Okay. Christ is good. Okay. And Marine is the best and the strongest fighter. And then Republican is the way to go. And that stuck with me. Yeah. I don't know why, but that stuck with me throughout my whole life. That really impacted me. Yeah. So if you want to influence your kid from very early on, I think a Christian education and have a principle that are not scared of the world and speak into your kid's life with biblical value. I think it's very, very important.
Let me ask you a question, Ethan.
Oh, please.
What was one lesson? You talk about a principle that has impacted your life. Yeah. And I believe that we all have people that have impacted our lives, yes. of educators. What would you say is that one main lesson that was like, oh man, I can hear Principal Vincent's his voice in my head. What was that one thing, man, that he just impacted your life?
I think Christ is good.
Mm-hmm. What does that mean? What do you mean by that?
By then, back in the day, I don't know what it means. I just say, oh yeah, it's something like God created everything. Oh, okay, good for you. But somehow, like after I grow up, after I turn my life around, and I really know who Christ is, that's how whatever that he said to me that time start to make sense. And I could see that, like his worldview. Right. He gave me a glimpse of the worldview But it was after like 10 years, after I give myself to Christ, that worldview started to make sense. But I need to at least have that worldview first in the beginning. So
have you been in contact with Principal Vincent?
No, I tried to find him, but like
okay, here you go. So here you go. I'll give you a shot right now. Okay. Okay, you're gonna look at that camera real quick, okay? And you're gonna tell Principal Vincent, okay, what he meant to you. And the reason I say that, okay, is because I look back at my life and I see those teachers that impacted my life that I am still in contact with today. They're my mentors now.
Oh wow.
Okay, and so I had my fourth grade teacher, Joe Romero. Okay, contacted me 10 years ago, out of the blue. And he goes, Eddie, that was Eddie, little Eddie back then, you know, he goes, Eddie. And we just talked and we chatted and we prayed, and I was going through a change and we were getting ready to make our move down to Southern California. And, you know, I asked him, would you mentor me? Would you pray for me? And he goes, yes, I'd love to. He goes, by the way, can I send you verses to you, you know, every day? So at 6:00 every morning, Ethan, I get this ping on my phone. And it's a verse from Joe. And those verses have impacted my life and have spoken to me at the right time and at the right moment. So Vincent, go tell him right now, Vincent.
Hey, Mr. D, long time no see. You've impacted my life as my teacher, as my principal, and as a very patient man. I grew up without a father. You were the father figure to me. And you gave me the ideas and the correct worldview that impact my life up until now. And I am so glad that I gave myself to Christ. And I'm so glad that I have the abilities to do what I do right now, to impact the world with a positive Christian worldview. And without you, I wouldn't have a chance to talk to Mr. Edward over here. If you see this, please find me. Here's my contact.
Call him, Vince. Call him. That's awesome.
Thank you again for letting us know.
Pleasure.
Yeah. And here is the address and the event. Please come to this event. Know the school. Know that we have a good principal right here.
Thank you. Be a pleasure. Love to have you.